to change my thinking because I still don't believe that I'm selfless enough. I really don't. I don't believe that I'm selfless enough. And I find that the more I try to do, the more I get done and the better I feel. Because we've been programmed to think about what is good for me. And brothers and sisters, because of the way things have been done in the culture we live in, I love America, but America has a self-centered attitude. You were born and raised here. Whether you think so or not, you get some of that that's off the culture, and it gets into you. You can't help it because that's just where you were born. You live here. And if you had some of that came out of your bloodline along with what's over top of the nation, you're going to have ideas and ways of thinking that's just not going to be good. The Bible said we are to deny ourselves. And I told you before, God wants you to love yourself, but deny yourself. I can't love you right if I don't love me right. But see, we have a perverted concept of that. Well, I love me, so I'm going to bring everything to me. Wrong. I love me so I can love you, and I deny myself so I can give to you. That's the right concept, but that's not how we think. We think take. You give to me, you give to me. And this concept is, let me reshape everybody's thinking so that they think like me, then I become king of the hill and everything works for me. All blessings flow up to me. Wrong. That is not the behavior and thinking of Yeshua. That's not who he is. The Father said, the world is messed up. I could destroy it. And it's messed up from coast to coast, from border to border, from North Pole to South Pole. Rather than do the easy thing and destroy it, I'm going to become a man and go down and show them a way to get it back. Even though I know they're going to lie on me, they're going to twist my concepts, they're going to twist stuff in my Bible, they're going to speak all kinds of stuff against me, but I believe that my truth is so dynamic that it'll find its way. Truth crushed to the ground will rise. And that's what God the Father believed, and he sent his Son, Yeshua, put the word in a flesh and blood body, and then gave us an opportunity to know what it means to become. I was telling my wife last night, I said, I really believe that black people in this country are Hebrew Israelites. I said, I believe what we need to do is really study the Old Testament to find out and understand behavior, and then study the New Testament to find out what Yeshua gave us to become what we were supposed to have been. And if we don't understand who he is and what he came to bring us, we will take it as just a selfish type of thing to where Jesus Christ did everything for us and everything is fixed. Then we become lazy and we really don't get in gear to try to make the things happen. Well, God said he was going to fix it. No, you work with him. You work with him. You need not think that God's going to set you in a place of authority and you haven't prepared yourself to know how to be there. God's just going to sit you up there and make you the president, and you have no understanding of even domestic policy, much less foreign policy. He can't put you there because you're making no preparation. And I'll be honest with you, I just believe that the American church has failed miserably to prepare people for the world-changing dynamics that Jesus Christ brought us. I believe what it's done is brought us in and made us selfish, because we come in wanting to hear something that will stroke our little situation, or we want to come in so that we can show ourselves and perform and be the star. We can't get a position out here, so we come to church, and now we become a little deacon, and we want to run everything because we were overlooked for that promotion in the world. So now you angry, you come in here trying to do something that is all out of whack. I believe we need to understand what the church is about. The church is not here just so Dennis Jacobs can have a platform and folk can see what I've got to say. The church is here to change me, to remake me, to remold me, to give me another understanding of who I am and who you are and who the God of the universe is, and to get to the truth which makes all of us free. So the church is not a stage where I can perform. The church is not a place where you find somebody that you can identify with, and then you listen to them and you make them your idol and nobody knows anything but them. It's a pitiful thing that if your preacher has a particular style, you really don't want to hear anybody else because they don't sound like your preacher. I think that's just so small. I read tons of stuff, listen to a lot of folk because I'm looking for information. I'm not looking for entertainment. I'm looking for somebody to inform me. But see, when you get so programmed that you can't hear somebody else because they don't move and sound, when you go to sleep because you're accustomed to the preacher calling Rover and you want him to, and I don't do that, well, then something is wrong with your programming. Bad wrong. You've gotten locked into something that's dangerous, brother. You can't hear except and see, that's why you can sit up to 3 o'clock on Saturday morning and watch movies and get up and go to church and stay awake because he's growling at you, and that keeps you alert. You're not going to get that here. If you didn't get enough sleep last night, you may go to sleep in here. So you can't be lazy and deal with us, because that's not who we are. We go into things that help change the dynamic of your interiority, of your being. We want you to become. And see, you got to deal with your lack of sleep. That's not my job. So I got to go into a gear and start calling Rover just so I can keep you all awake because you stayed up drinking Budweiser and watching a movie to 4 in the morning. Now you come to church. And you want us. Well, I didn't get much out of it. I don't reckon you did because it didn't have no Beechwood aging in it. Didn't have no Budweiser in it. You see, folks, we got to change this thing. It's got to shift because we got a wrong concept of what it's supposed to be. I can get just as much out of looking at these little children. I noticed them last night. We got 5 girls and 10 boys. Do you know when this ministry was put together? We were put together for the purpose of developing men. And I said 10 boys and 5 girls. You see, there's something dynamic in that. I see things that most folk don't pay attention to. And I'm like, Lord, look at this. We've got to do more to show these little folk a different understanding of the church. I can get just as much out of them singing as I do out of them singing because I'm looking at the growth and development that's coming. I'm watching these little minds. They're not fully understanding all that they do, but I'm seeing something else. You may just think it's cute, but I'm seeing the potential that's there. I'm seeing future in them. I'm like, come on, folks. The church is in trouble because we have turned this thing into just an entertainment venue and get people to come into it so we can say, look at our church. But if you could see it in the spirit, would you really want to see what your church is? Would you really want to see it if you could see the debris that's in it from the realm of the spirit? But you say, oh, well, we got a nice building, we got a lot of folks, got nice cars in the parking lot, but if God opened your eyes and you could see the darkness that's in the hearts of the people that may be in there, is that really what you're looking for? You see, I got a different concept about stuff. So I'm not trying to be popular or smart. I'm just trying to be a servant of the living God because I see the power of who he made the human to be. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are an awesome creation. And I don't think that I ought to bring you here or do anything to attract you here if I have nothing to change the inside of you. If all I'm going to do is get you to come in and be a part, and you still never change, how in the world can we say we are doing the church thing, the kingdom thing, and your inside never changes? You still think the same, behave the same. You can't control behaviors. You can't control appetites of food, of lust, of all these different things. You see, you're supposed to have a natural desire for sexual procreation, but you're not supposed to have lust. What is lust? You 75 years old, can't do anything, and now you still want to. It's in your mind, but it's not in your body anymore. That's lust. Now, that's the reality of what this thing is. You 75, 80 years old, my boy, that sure was a fine little girl right there. I tell you what, I sure would love to get next to her. With what? You see, we got messed, and we don't deal with this stuff. He's 75, 80 years old. He ought to be sitting around telling these young girls what a real grandfather is all about. And he's sitting around there lusting and licking his gums because his teeth are falling out and talking about, oh, that sure was a fine little girl right there. He needs to get saved and delivered. That's a spirit of lust. That's a demon.